Hey guys, how are you all doing today? I thought I'd do a different type of video. Reading the worst Demon Souls remake reviews on Metacritic. Let's get into it. So we got a 1 out of 10 here. The user's name is Powerless. Unusually bad remake from Sony. I was expecting something revolutionary for a PS5 launch game, because this was supposed to be the reason to buy a PS5 in 2020, even though I bought it anyway, but for other games. But Demon Souls Remake was just a waste of money, in my opinion. I haven't even finished it, and I probably won't. I literally booted up my PS3 to try original game to make sure I wasn't wrong, and no, I wasn't. Original actually stood out in 2010. This one doesn't stand out, even if it really tries. A 1 out of 10. All because he played the old game and he didn't like the remake. He didn't like the new paint job upgrade and the quality of life changes. So I guess the game deserves a 1 out of 10. Then we get to I'm Just Honest. A 1 out of 10. Where this deep, almost scary atmosphere from the first game. If you're gonna remake a classic, you have to either make it better or at least the same level. This looks way too clean. I would mistake it for any indie game, honestly. $70 for 60 FPS. Welcome to 2020. Well, it's not $70 for 60 FPS. It's a full-on remake of the game. A beautiful paint job on the game. But yes, I will say the mechanics of the bosses are the same and the enemies are the same. But you're not paying $70 for 60 FPS. You're paying it for a full-on remake, quality of life improvements, and the game's absolutely gorgeous with beautiful sound design. But yeah, I guess this guy says it's just like any other indie game. Then we get Dream Of. I didn't enjoy Demon Souls Remake at all. Something felt off with it. Almost like there was no passion behind this project. Some boss redesigns looked worse than original, and overall, it didn't do enough new things to justify this remake. P.S. I have played the original multiple times. I mean, I would say the complete opposite here. This game you can tell this was a passion project. Like, the way the designs are excellent. But I mean, to defend him a little here, some of the bosses do look a bit better in the original game. But I mean, to give a 1 out of 10, that's absolute bullshit. I'll be completely honest. I'm not impressed. As a longtime Souls fan, I was actually confused. Why even remake it? Original is perfectly fine, but I was like, fine, I will try it. Even though it's 60 FPS, it doesn't feel extremely smooth. It doesn't add enough to justify this remake compared to other high-quality remakes. 1 out of 10, I guess. Game must be absolutely terrible and unplayable. Okay, let's just get into a 2 out of 10. Strong doubt that any real Souls fans will like this. Personally, I feel empty after playing this. Nothing stood out. Yeah, some bosses were okay, but overall, it's just meh. I would give a way higher score if it was like $30. But 70 is just too much for this. Overall, I didn't like it. I don't regret buying PS5. I have so many other games to play, but I regret buying this game. To me, it just sounds like the guy didn't play the original game at all. Some bosses were okay. That kind of gives me a sign that he didn't play the original game, because they are the exact same bosses. Like, none of the movesets are different. It's just a new paint job, really. 2 out of 10. I'll make this review really short because I don't have much to say about this one. Graphics, 8 out of 10. Story, 1 out of 10. It's just very cryptic. Gameplay, 6 out of 10. New boss designs versus the original, 4 out of 10. Innovations that would justify this remake, a 2 out of 10. A conclusion, a 3 out of 10. Not worth £70. Only buy this game if you are a hardcore Souls fan, otherwise you'll be hugely disappointed. There's so much better launch titles to get on the PS5, such as Spider-Man. I mean, there's really not many other launch titles besides Demon's Souls and Spider-Man or Sackboy, but okay, whatever I guess. But I mean, if you're a hardcore Souls fan, I mean, you'll probably chances are you'll still appreciate the game. It's an older game, but I mean, come on, 0 out of 10, is it that bad? Like so many others have already stated, this remake doesn't live up to the original. Not even close. They look great, Japanese game, and had no idea what to do with it. Conclusion, they made boring boss simulator. I had to buy it to try it. But I can say that after playing it, I wouldn't even buy it for $30. $30! Just giving honest advice, especially in a rough year like 2020, when many don't have lots of money. It's wise to think what to buy, and I wouldn't recommend this one. It gets boring quickly and add almost nothing to the original. I would advise buying something that's actually fun and has a lot of content, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Repetitive, or Cyberpunk. Gonna be legendary. Not what I expected. I was ready for a masterful remake, but what I got was an average game. Hopefully Resident Evil 4 Remake will be good. I mean, if you're saying this game is average, I guess you're saying the original's average as well, because this game's the exact same as the last game, but just remade. Overhyped game for PS5. Not worth the price. Very overpriced. Wait for a sale. It doesn't worth it. It doesn't worth it. Caught up in the hype train, I purchased this one. But I've never played a Souls game before. After spending a few hours on this one, I'd say it's a hard pass. The difficulty isn't that bad, much like old generation games like Ninja Gaiden or Castlevania. You just need to learn how to play and what the patterns are. Yes, that's very true. Honestly, it's not fun though, like at all. Generic character, no story. There is a story. It's just very cryptic. PvP is ridiculously frustrating while learning the game. And it's just boring dying over and over on stupid stuff. That's because you're just not that good at the game. You have to keep trying over and over again. That's the fun in a Souls games. You're meant to die. Usually when you die, it is your fault. That was your mistake for dying. But I will admit, there are some moments that are kind of like, come on, like a weapon clipping through the wall and killing you. That's stupid. Other than this, I mean, come on. Save your money for a sale if you must, but this is the most overrated game I've seen in a long time. It is a glorified tech demo. Absolutely beautiful, but not worth the time. Well, I guess the original game's just a tech demo too. This is not a Demon Soul. BLM did their job. Not even close to the original. 0 out of 10. It's literally the original game with a new paint job. 0 out of 10. The best thing in Demon's Souls were its design and art style, and Bluepoint has successfully ruined it. By editing characters. I guess that's not cool. Colors and architecture. Wow, I guess Bluepoint really fucked up this time. You're allowed to edit your character, colors, and see that colors and architecture change. Well, I guess they fucked up for making a remake. On the other hand, the bad thing about Demon's Souls were its unbalanced gameplay and mechanics. You still need to grind items, and you can abuse some weapons in PvP. And Bluepoint didn't even touch it. Bad. Very bad. 1 out of 10. Red dot, I guess. 1 out of 10. It comes to a point that a challenge is turned into nonsense. There's no fun in this loop. Fun, but with mechanics from a game from years ago, the graphics do not save it. There's no reason for this remake to exist. The PS3 game runs better on PC, as it is without the needless redesigns that ruin the atmosphere. It does not ruin the atmosphere. You can even go to settings and change the filter if you want a different atmosphere. They give you that ability. Weak remake with awful fake marketing. Disgusting. Disgusting. I would absolutely never recommend this to anyone. What the fuck's going on? While the graphics is indeed awesome, the most iconic aspect of this game was the soundtrack. They remastered wrongly, removing all the iconic bits that made it so special, and now it sounds extremely generic fantasy music. The soundtrack of the Tower Knight boss fight, gone. That's really a shame. I do admit, some soundtracks definitely did need to be changed, but still not worth a 1 out of 10. In my honest opinion, it's not worth it. There's so many other games that actually need a remake. This one's perfectly playable on PS3. PS5 starts out super weak. Spider-Man DLC and remake of that old game? Come on. I have killed 2 bosses so far and it's just the same. I have the original as well and I'd rather play that. Only strength over the original is 60 FPS. That's it. Would never recommend this to anyone. Well, besides the graphics are a lot better. But okay, go on. I'm so done with these endless remakes already. But the way they market this is just awful. They took classic Souls entry and painted it over. Added HD textures, 60 FPS, and now that's what console launch titles are going to be? Not recommending this. Extremely weak entry into the Souls franchise. Other than graphics and FPS boosts, it has nothing to offer. Overall, very whatever remake. Ironically, it feels like there's absolutely no soul in this game that's supposed to be part of Souls series. I can say wait for sale, but I would rather more recommend original. Worst boss simulator of 2020. Can't believe people pay $60 to die 100 times on one boss, just to move on to the next boss, and then next, over and over again. Sekiro at least tried to add some story. This is just meh. There is a story in this game, it's just not exactly direct. Not only that, you're meant to die a lot of times to learn the mechanics, but the thing is, this game's bosses are really not that hard. You're probably not going to die 100 times if you play other Souls games. Even as a casual player, you'll probably get your way through it in a decent time. It's really not that hard. This game is not worth it. It's buggy and it pales compared to the superior original. I don't know, maybe atmosphere you're speaking in the sense of being superior, but more frames, the beautiful graphics, and just better sound design. I don't think it's superior. I think it's superior to the original. This must be the most overhyped remake of all time. I bet people hype it up because it's a console exclusive. I played it 2 hours and I'm already bored. 2 out of 10. Completely ruins the aesthetic and atmosphere and the soundtrack of the original game, which is very thing that made the original a timeless classic. It reminds me of the Warcraft 3 remake, a cheap Chinese knockoff. No offense to the Chinese. There is one here, and I don't understand. I really don't understand what this person was going on about. Here it is. Yay, the F words strike again. This time in the gender selection, instead of saying male and female, it says body type A and body type B. The pathetic thing is that they couldn't come up with a body type C, which proves that there's no such thing as non-binary. Pathetic, mentally ill F words. Do not buy this game and support this abomination. 0 out of 10. These type of Souls players are the worst. 2008, 2009 year game, which is as annoying as it is repetitive. If killed, you would need to start a level from the beginning. Die before, end, and repeat. Nice fun if you have no life and endless free time. So if you play this game, you got no life and you got endless free time. I think I've had enough of just reading some of these. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. I love reading this type of material from people. It's just so entertaining. Anyways, have a great day. Goodbye.